Okay, welcome to another Opium Pulse's console alternatives, and today, the Wanle? I think that's how you say that. Wanle? The Wanle HD Display 500 in 1? Looks like a Game Boy, maybe some sort of slim version of a Game Boy. And apparently it has 500 games. Also 7.8mm ultra thin colour screen game console. Built-in 500 kinds of games. High definition display screen to make the game screen more delicate. Not sure what that means. So let's open it up. And here it is. It isn't actually the white one that's on the front. But there is the console itself. Nice little handheld. All that's in there is a charging cable, no instructions it seems, and here it is itself. It's actually already, I never understand why when I buy these they're already scratched up, but it has got a screen protector, so let's take that off. And there we go. Screen looks okay actually, it's quite small, quite big bezels on that boy. And then we've got several buttons on here. Including the on, off button, reset button, A, B, and we've got SP, so the start button I guess, and a sound button. So I guess maybe we keep it down. There it is. Oh god, that screen is awful. Okay, so we want English. I don't know which one I'm selecting because it doesn't really give me any indication. Let's hope. Okay, it looks like I'm on the English one. And here's the games. We've got the sound here. And we've got several games. So let's start off with Plants vs. Zombies. And it's that classic NES version of Plants vs. Zombies. I think it's Plants vs. Zombies anyway. Yeah. I think it's NES as well. I'm not sure exactly what this one was built for. But it's your classic. It's got a little cursor here and you pick what you want to put down. Put a couple of sunflowers down, grab that fucking sunshine. We got Angry Bird. That's probably the NES version as well. It is, with the, I don't know if you've noticed, the exact same tune. And again, we've played this many times, but I'll quickly get into the game just to show you it working and show you sort of how fast it is. And here we go. Pretty typical, there's no slowdown as far as I can see, but I wouldn't expect it, to be honest, from this type of game. And there we go, boom, hit the first one. Nothing actually falls over in this version of Angry Birds, so it's not really Angry Birds. There should be some sort of effect on your surroundings when you hit a bird. But anyway, we'll move on to another one. What we got several Adventure Islands. Now I can only imagine that these are probably different levels of Adventure Island. We'll just play one of them just to get it going. It is legitimate Adventure Island. Adventure Island 2. Yeah, come on, let's just play. Stop being silly. And here we are. Yep, works well. And then what else do we have? Super Mario, probably one of the levels from the original Super Mario. It could be the actual game. What really annoys me, sound is on this side, on the right hand side, start is on the left, which is not typical for any console that I know of. So I keep getting them mixed up and I keep turning the sound on when I'm actually trying to press start. And now the sound isn't working, so that's good. Actually, nothing's working. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's really sped up. Or maybe it's just me with my my UK version of these games. So this definitely wasn't this fast with us. I don't know if it's quite as fast for US players as well, but that music's definitely sped up, and the game seems to be slightly faster than I'm used to it anyway. Sad. What else we got? Galaxian? Let's give it a go. Let's start. Oh. Okay, well, you know, what you would expect. We've got all the Super Contras. Can't imagine they're much different. Let's see if the Bomberman works. It's good old Bomberman, there it goes. Ooh, that music. The sound is really low on this. That's as loud as it goes, if you can even hear that. Although, in-game sound isn't too bad, I suppose, just the music is a bit boring, a bit of shit. Dig Dug, a classic. Looks like it is legitimate Dig Dug. There we go. So it seems like this is actually mainly an NES emulator so far. It's got all the classic NES games. And they all seem to work quite well. It's only the Mario that I felt was a little bit fast so far. Oh, I died. Saved your progress as well, so if you wanted to go through the games, you know where you are when you press reset. Got Double Dragon 2 and 3 apparently. Load Runner. Russia. I've never personally played that game. Oh, it looks like it's got the NES version of Flappy Birds as well. It's not very good, but you know, it's something. And actually, one thing I am noticing so far is I'm not seeing any duplicates, and maybe that's just because I'm still quite early on in the numbers. We've got Donkey Kong. Let's see if that works actually. Start. Donkey Kong 3. Oh god. Why don't they just call it Donkey Kong 3? I don't understand why. I mean, what even is this? Oh god. Oh, there's Donkey Kong 1 and 2, which was weird because we had Donkey Kong on its own. Donkey Jr. Don't think that's exactly what the name was. Oh, it is called Donkey Kong 3. Okay, I was wrong before. So we've got Donkey Kong 1 and 2 as well, which is the game. Yep, seems legit. Oh dear. So one thing this does do is I am actually struggling to find some duplicates. There could be some in here. They do use the classic trick of duplicating a game and just giving the different levels and naming as separate games, although even at the start they've just put Adventure Island several times. But either way, it is upping that number up to the 500 mark, which is not legitimate because them 4 games are actually just 1. But so far it does seem like there isn't many duplicates, or any obvious ones anyway. Like for example, a lot of games will be having Super Mario 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this one, I haven't seen many Super Marios. Well, I've only seen one, really. The screen could be better, to be honest, but this was... I can't remember exactly how much it was. I'll pop the eBay page on the screen right now. I think it was like £7 or £8 or something like that. Not too much. And I'll tell you what, it does quite well with the fact that the games seem quite legitimate. The ones that are real games. There is a lot of these things like Angry Birds and modern remakes for the NES. It's very much an NES emulator, and actually not too bad considering. You know, if you wanted a little NES emulator, then it would probably do the job. It has got a charge port on the side here, but sadly hasn't got any micro SD or anything like that, so you wouldn't be able to put your own games on this. But it has got an alright selection for you to be able to play. Let's just try Mega Man, because that's always a good treat to be able to play some Mega Man on one of these consoles. Mega Man 3. What you would expect. Works well. I'm actually really quite impressed by this. I think it's not too bad at all. The one thing that I would say is all the buttons are the spongy sort of rubber buttons, which I personally hate, especially for a D-pad. And the screen is okay. It feels okay. You know, it does feel cheap. That's what you would expect. You've got the sound down here that comes through this corner, and you can see when it's on with this small light. In ways that I mean, I think I'd struggle to try and find ways that it could improve for the price that it is. It's all right. It does the job, to be honest. And if you're on a budget and you want a little console that will play NES games without the hassle of having to put them on there yourself, then this is totally a viable option. So not bad at all. Well done, Wanle. And I guess if you wanted to find this, you'd have to do a search for Wanle HD Display 501